Okay, welcome back. Still Channel Sport this morning. Before we talk about Kenya and the issues they're having with the IOC, let's talk about Xabi Alonso. Cecilia, I mean, it's been, it's been rumored for a while now that Xabi Alonso was going to retire. And yesterday we had confirmation.
He confirmed that he's retiring at the end of the season.
Incredible.
He's 35, and you can see he has won everything.
Everything.
From the World Cup
to
the Champions League to league titles. So he feels okay.
What a player.
It's time to actually call it a day.
Interestingly, lived it, loved it. That's the confirmation, basically. Farewell, beautiful game. But interestingly, he said, afterwards as well, that it still feels good and it still feels it can still play at the highest level. But it just feels it's the right time to go. And that's very, very refreshing. I mean, physically it still feels very all right, but it just feels it's done enough. I mean, it's won everything that he can, that he can win in the game of football. Cecilia, like you said, from the World Cup to the Champions League titles, he's won twice.
Yes.
Cecilia.
With Liverpool.
I mean, if you have
just check out his career,
then you can just retire. What's waiting for?
World Cup title, Euro titles, 2012, 28, 2008, the Champions League titles. He won two times with Liverpool
and
Real Madrid.
Yep.
Yeah, and the English FA Cup, the English Super Cup, the Spanish La Liga title, the Copa del Rey titles, and the Spanish Super Cup. So many. The German Bundesliga titles, twice, the German Cup and the UEFA Cups, all of them. So he has won everything. And at 35, he feels okay. I don't need to go to China to make more money. I don't need to go to MLS or to become a celebrity. Just say, okay, it's time to leave.
Very refreshing. Very refreshing. Incredible stuff. Xabi Alonso, one of the best deep line midfielders of his generation.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. So who's going to compete with him now?
Yeah, well...
No, but I think Bayern is going to lose like 2 players at the end of the season. Philipp Lahm?
Philipp Lahm is going on this guy. I mean, two very important members of that squad, So, but you know it is.
Bayern?
It's all about recruiting.
All they need to do is just get to Borussia Dortmund and just pick their best and fit in there.
You don't have to go far.
No, you don't have to go far. You don't need big money to sign a player from England. Just go to your next club, your neighbor, they always give you players. They're best.
You just pay the money, premium money.
And you get it.
And you get the players.
Let's talk about Ken and the issue right now. The International Olympic Committee froze the financial support to Kenya on Thursday, and this is simply because the country had refused to make changes to its constitution concerning the doping issue. Now, they also said that to discuss the matter at the executive board meeting in Pyongyang next week to decide on any further action. But the thing is, the financial support to the Kenyan Olympic team, I mean, it's been frozen.
Yeah, I mean, the message is very clear, Cecilia. They have to put their house in order. If they don't do that, then they will have to face the consequences. And that's what's happening to Kenya right now. So many issues to resolve in that country. You talked about doping issues. You talked about governance issues. So the authorities, managing the sports in the country they know what's right and they know what is expected of them from the International Olympic Committee, and that's what they have to do. If they can't do that, then they might as well just pack it up. But I'm sure they don't want to pack it up here because Kenya, we all know Kenya is massive when it comes to sports, especially athletics in the world. So they can't afford to set the development of the sports back in that country by not abiding and by not doing what the International Olympic Committee wants.
Yeah, that's the way it is. And last month, they actually accepted a High Court decision overruling last year's government order to disband the Olympic teams. That was after accusation that their Olympic team was actually poorly managed.
Yeah,
you have a situation whereby the kids arrived, after the Olympics and all that. The athletes were left stranded in their hotel. They couldn't leave.
Kids being found in
officials' houses and all that. So it was a whole huge. But for a court to have actually overruled that decision the government made last year, that's still another sore point in Kenyan's situation. And the thing is, if the decision in Pyongyang next week works out well, the ban, Kenya may just miss the next Olympics because they would not be able to send teams.
That's what it means. I mean, that's setting back the development of a massive country like this, and it would be the athletes won't forgive these administrators. Exactly. So they have to just put their house in order, and so we can all move on. Cecilia, let's move on now from Kenya's issues and let's talk about Nigerian special
Sweet news,
athletes.
yes.
Yeah, sweet. So I just say sweet.
Because by Monday they will be leaving the country and going for the Winter Olympic Games.
Yeah.
Second time they will be participating.
Yes,
First time was in 2015.
Exactly, that was in South Korea, and this time around, I mean, incredible. Why? This is very unique because it's the Winter Olympic Games. In 2015, remember, they went for the World Summer Games in Los Angeles. This time they're going to Austria for the World Winter Games, and they'll be taking part in 2 sports, floor and floor hockey. Yeah, check that out, Cecilia. Floor hockey. But they have, they haven't left any stone unturned in terms of preparations. They've been in camp for about 3 months, getting ready, to these, relatively new sports in the country. And we caught up with some of the athletes. We caught up with some of the officials as well as parents, of the special athletes. They've been speaking ahead of their departure to Austria on Monday for the World Winter Games.
Not only to cash fund, but we are going to bring gold medal to Nigeria. We're going to prove other countries that Nigeria is better and great nation.
By the special grace of God, as we are going there, due to all our experience in the camp, we believe that as we are going to Austria, that we are going to bring a leather back to Nigeria.
As it is, he's the captain of the team. He's going there to see, to soar, and to conquer. Floor hockey, floorball, both teams are going to Austria to bring back the gold medal to Nigeria, to make Nigeria proud, Special Olympic proud, our media house proud, we parents proud, and themselves proud.
I'm just going to tell the Nigerian government that they should please support these people, back them up anyhow they can, because yes, even if it's not their relation that is in this situation, but at least it's Nigeria and we're one big family, happy family, have one big happy country. So they should also help other people, help the special needs kids, and show them that they love them and that they are supporting them, and they are also human beings.
The floorball and floor hockey are actually new sports to the country. These are not sports that we participate in Nigeria at all. Last year, we had our colleagues from South Africa come in and train the coaches and the athletes, just give us the basic skills. And of course, they left the videos and everything, and the athletes have been doing very well. You should watch them. It's actually amazing.
Welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. That was Cecilia. You saw a couple of familiar faces there, right?
Giving them support
moral support.
I think that's really cool and that's wonderful. When the special athletes understand that there are things they can actually do, you won't find most of them in the street.
Exactly.
Because you have something you're looking forward to. I mean, one of the athletes said they're not just going there to have fun. They want to see if they can actually bring a medal. They want to compete, which is really cool.
Exactly. I mean, we can't overemphasize the importance of sports, to the well-being of anybody out there. And that's why Special Olympics Nigeria, they need a lot of support, obviously, because they are there to provide year-round sports and activities for, athletes with intellectual disabilities. So the government, you have to play your own part as well, too, because these guys are already doing a massive job. The support,
the private sector, basically.
Exactly. Only basically, So Lagos state government has also supported in the past, and so and in the present as well. So I'm looking forward to these particular games, Cecilia. Just the 2 sports that will be competing in floorball, floor hockey. 22 athletes will represent Nigeria at the World Winter Games in Austria.
So extra effort will have to be put in place for them too.
Exactly.
Big medals are there, smiling about
it. A lot of these guys can't wait to get out.
They can wait.
Interestingly, some of those athletes actually went to the World Summer Games in Los Angeles in 2015. Some of them made the team to go to Austria for the World Winter Games. That's talent right there. They're multi-talented. They can afford to, do the normal conventional sport. Now they can in the summer. Now they can go do the winter sports as well. So I said something earlier about sport being all about inclusion, and the organizers have thought, okay, if we're trying to promote inclusivity, then we can't just say the World Winter Games should be all the sports that will be played, in the snow, on the snow. So they've made provisions for indoor sports like floor hockey, where you don't have to play it on the snow. But you can still participate at the games. That's just very lovely, right? That's the beauty.